Yes people, what is going on? Welcome back to a YouTube video. I know it's been quite some time, but I am back. In this video, I'm going to run you through my 2-year off season. Okay, so everything that I've pretty much done from May 2021 up until this point, which is now the 6th of May 2023. So the title of this video is going to be how I gained 70 pounds. Now that is over a 2-year period, as I mentioned. We're going to start all the way back in May 2021 when I did my photo shoot. So I'll throw them photos up on the screen for you guys here. You can take a look at them then, and then we're going to kind of, take little jumps every couple of months ahead up until this point. So like every kind of 3-6 month period, we're going to do some comparison photos and you're going to kind of see the differences there. I'm going to run you through why I'm showing you them photos, kind of the differences, and I'm not going to give any specifics, okay, because let's be realistic here, what works for me isn't going to work for you in terms of food or dosages or anything else like that. So just know the most important thing is time, effort, commitment, consistency. Okay, effort over time is really the secret formula. There is no magic pill to gain 70 pounds or to lose 70 pounds. You just need a hell of a lot of time and some work ethic. Okay, for the sake of this video, I am going to have transformations up on the screen, but I'm just going to be able to see my transformations here on my laptop and kind of talk you through the differences that I'm seeing in my physique, kind of how I was feeling in and around that time. So the first comparison that is up on the screen here is going to be May 16th up until the 25th of October. So that is a 6-month period, 5-6 month period, where I went from 160 pounds up to 185 pounds. So that is 25 pounds in the difference. Now you can see with them photos, you probably think, Keen, there's not a hell of a lot going on there, and you probably just look like a bigger and fatter version than yourself. So to be honest, I wasn't really happy with kind of how I was looking at this point. Obviously finishing the photo shoot, you're somewhat kind of used to being lean, or that's kind of how you recognize yourself. And so obviously it's quite hard to let go of that. Anyone who has been lean in the past, or anyone who has done some sort of photo shoot prep, it definitely is hard to let go of that level of kind of conditioning or physique and starting to get comfortable again with higher body fat percentages. But obviously it's necessary. So the reason I'm showing you this comparison is because 25 pounds up over about a 6-month period, so about 1 pound per week roughly. Photo on the right is my last natty photo. So that's the last photo I took as natty before I went assisted. 25 pounds over 24-week period, as I mentioned. Okay, in that time frame, small bit more tissue added, but not too hectic. So the next comparisons that are going to be up on your screen now is going to be from the 25th of October 2021 up until the 1st of April 2022. So again, another kind of 6-month period where I went from 185 pounds up to 215 pounds. So 30 pounds within that kind of 6 months. This is, I suppose, my first 6 months of progression on cycle or being assisted. Within this 6 months, as I said, I added 30 pounds. Composition isn't the best on the right, to be completely honest. I did push the boat out small with body fat percentage, and this is in Marbella too, where I was eating out at least once per day, so I am definitely carrying a lot more water weight than usual. But you could definitely see in these photos improvements everywhere. Okay, now my posing is absolutely terrible and it's still something that I'm working on. Has got a lot better since then, but you can clearly see chest, shoulders, triceps, back, legs, the whole lot have improved. At that point when we hit 215 pounds, that is when we embarked on a little mini cut. So we did an 8-week tidy up phase, which photos again will be up on the screen for you now. In that 8 weeks, we went from 215 down to 195, so we pulled off 20 pounds. So you can see in these photos we went from 215 down to 195 pounds, where previously we went from 185 up to 215 pounds. So from 185 to 195, there's 10 pounds in the difference, but at 195 pounds I'm much leaner and in much better condition than I was, say, at 185 pounds. By the end of this dieting phase, it is the 1st of June, so I would be about 8 months assisted now at this stage. Okay, so quickly tidy up phase, 2 months done and dusted. You can see, you know, the kind of shape I'm starting to kind of show here. Nothing too crazy, but definitely, you know, a lot better than where I was, say, May 16th or even my last natty photos. Okay, so from there we went back into a surplus yet again for a full 12 months pretty much, but I'm going to break it up into two kind of 6-month periods just so you can kind of see side by sides. So 195 up to 220 pounds from the 1st of June all the way up until the 1st of January 2023. So that is 25 pounds in then 24-25 weeks, where you can see a nice bit of progression there now, really starting to fill out a small bit more, legs taking a bit more shape, chest looking a lot better, back vastly improved. I think that's one of the areas that has improved more than anything since kind of coming over here. Even just down to kind of the equipment that we have available to us is just, you know, a whole different ball game. But as a whole, a lot more thickness to the legs, posing's improved like tenfold, which helps massively when doing comparisons or when, you know, making your physique look better. A lot of it comes down to how you can actually display that, okay, and the illusion that you can make. So that's still something that I'm working on to this date. So then from the 1st of January all the way up pretty much until the 1st of May, which is just gone, we went from 220 pounds up to 232 pounds, which is peak body weight for me. And again, in that 6-month period, arguably even a small bit more progression than the last 6 months, but just a much more, I suppose, you know, well-rounded physique as a whole. Okay, arms really improved, chest improved, back improved, all improving, you know, exponentially together. You know, not one body part that's taken over, but all starting to kind of make some sort of progress. All right, so what I want to do is I want to pull it back for a second and jump back to my photos from the 1st of June 2022 and then up until the 1st of May 2023. So an 11-month period there where we went from 195 up to 232. So them 11 months straight was spent in the surplus. There was no dieting, there was nothing. It was all kind of in the build up to this prep. And I think in that time frame you can see a substantial difference. To be honest, I think that's one of the most impressive side by sides that I'll have, because first of all, the photos, the check-in photos are actually, you know, the same, and that's kind of the beauty of being able to take a check-in photo in the same spot, you know, the same kind of camera and the same setup week upon week. And that is what I, you know, tell my clients week in, week out about check-in photos. And look, you can see here obviously the start of my bodybuilding journey, or whatever the fuck you want to call this, I didn't take photos religiously in the same spot. Obviously I moved houses and I was away and stuff through these photos, but you can just see the consistency and how much easier it is to compare side by side and see the progress that you're making. So if you're not, you know, taking your checking photos consistently or, you know, religiously in the same spot, I would definitely start doing so, and practicing your posing as well. Okay, you can see it through these as well. I wasn't hitting all my shots in my posing, so now some of my comparisons are different shots, which is something I regret as well. In that 11-month period, we went from 195 pounds up to 232 pounds, and I think from all the comparisons or all the transformations, that is probably the you know, the biggest difference within them two photos. Okay, again, posing make a massive difference. You can see the difference in posing there and how much wider my back looks, and I'm almost 40 pounds up within them two photos, and you know, you wouldn't think about looking at it there. So as a whole, in terms of kind of body fat percentage, so as a whole, I'm quite happy with the progress that we've made. So as a whole, from May 16th 2021 all the way up until May 1st 2023, which is, you know, 2 years basically. Okay, it's 23 months and 2 weeks. There has been 70 pounds put on. Okay, now look, obviously not all of that is muscle, not even half of that is muscle. Okay, if there was, out of 70 pounds, if there was 20 pounds put on a muscle or 25 pounds put on work muscle, that is still a substantial difference to the physique, and that is what I would say is a realistic, I suppose, transformation or comparison in 2 year off season with someone who's just gotten assisted. One thing that you will notice as well throughout this video and throughout the last 2 years is, out of the last 24 months I only spent 2 months in a deficit. So you can see the beauty and the need for spending a long time in a surplus, building some tissue. This whole crack of constantly dieting and constantly going back, you know, a lot of my friends or mates back home or even clients come to me like, I'm starting to get a small bit uncomfortable, but there is, you know, merit to that. There's a reason why you get uncomfortable. Okay, so you push to a new body weight, you're uncomfortable there, but then you start to get comfortable there, and then you push again. And I think that's something that definitely held me back in the past. It's definitely something that holds back a lot of people. So this shit takes time. You need to be willing to commit to a gain phase, to a surplus, get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and even push past that again. Something else that I'd like to make note of in this video is my training throughout the last 2 years. So my training split has stayed the same for the last 24 months. For the last 2 years I've been running the same split. Once I've finished my photo shoot prep, which was May 16th, I was given a new training split, and that's what I've been running for 24 months straight. So everyone loves shiny object syndrome. Okay, they want something new, they want the newest exercise, or they want, you know, a new training plan every week. Almost some clients table, even every 12-16 weeks. You need to get, you know, pick a training program, or, you know, if you're assigned a training program by your coach, get good at that. Okay, rinse the movements, rinse it for progression. I'm still making progression here, and I'm 24 months deep. The only thing that changed really within my programming is when I moved over to Manchester, which was May last year. So after 12 months on this training split, a couple of machines changed. The same training split, the same movements technically, but the machines changed, because, you know, obviously make use of the ones that I have in here. And then towards the back end of the last 24 months, so probably for the last 3 months or so, I've been running a bit of a volume escalation block, or just increased volume on my arms. Okay, so additional sets on biceps and triceps prior to every session. Okay, but bar that, training stayed the same, and that is something that people need to get used to. Is they need to get used to, you know, find a training plan, getting comfortable with the plan, getting comfortable with their movements, and absolutely rinsing that for all its progression. So yeah guys, that's pretty much everything. That's everything that I've been doing over the last 2 years. It has been very repetitive, it's been very consistent, but that's what you need. Okay, you go into the gym and you perform reps, you do things over and over again. That is basically what bodybuilding is. It's repetition. It's doing the same thing week in, week out, day in, day out, and just getting used to that, and getting to love to enjoy that, the process of it all. Because if you don't, you're not going to stick it out really. Alright, so yeah, here I am, 70 pounds heavier. Let's see what we can pull off in this prep. This video is the last video, I would say, of my off season. I'm already a week into prep pretty much, and I'm down 2.3 kg. So let's see what else comes off. I'm imagining having another 20 odd kilos to lose. So yeah, that's it. Next video will be up pretty soon, as I'm going to keep videos on the weekly basis now throughout prep. So please like, subscribe, comment, all that YouTuber shit. Stick around, because there will be very frequent uploads, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.